Hello, you scurvy sea dogs. You know who you are. Welcome to another episode of the Grand Campaign Hot Seat for Medieval 2 Total War, the retrofit mod. We are playing as Sicily, and this is turn number 28. So, let us get into this turn and see what has been going on since the last time we were playing this. Help if I got my password right. So we've got a candidate for adoption, Mr. Reno de Cantania. And he is a handsome 24-year-old who is a fair fighter, seeking a woman of similar age, of childbearing age, for fun and blood and gore as he cuts a path through his enemies. So yeah, he's not bad. The fact that he's handsome will mean he'll get a nice girl, and hopefully they'll produce lots of heirs for my kingdom, so he can be accepted. As is the way with the balance of power, the Turks are dominating the board still, but we do have the Papal States taking up a spot on the financial scale, no doubt, because they are the AI. They're obviously cheating using money hacks, but people may be giving them money as well, bribes to get their bishops on the preferati, so there's always that as well. So that is fine. Financially, we're not doing too bad this time. So we do actually have money. So we'll be looking to use that this turn, albeit not a lot. I have tried this turn before, and the fact that there's money there does not mean anything. I will be using that up fairly quickly. For now, we're going to use our spy here, Enrico, to attack this Venetian, well, not attack, should I say, scout out this Venetian captain, just mainly to get experience for him, although, it doesn't work this time. It will probably just boost its experience level up slightly, and then he can get some retainers the next time he's about, and then he's going to head over this way to see what's going on over in the east. We do have our army returning from conquering Tripoli, so in fact let's stop Tripoli from rebelling, give it some walls and some just lower the tax rate a bit. Giving walls will help keep the population in order and certainly not help spread disease and things, as was the way with the Peloponnesian War. So we're gonna get our bishops into these lands as well to try and convert the people. We've got our just a priest here that can help convert Tunis.
Yes.
Speaking of Tunis, we need to get
Full sails.
our ship here and move our armies about.
Yes.
So we're going to get these guys into the ship, and then Prince Simon is going to take charge of Tunis. The reason for this, in fact,
Let me strike, my lord.
you could do with sitting in
Who do I face?
Palermo, actually. No, I'll leave him in Tunis.
Orders?
I have a feeling he'll be fairly safe there, especially if I leave him a ship to be able to retreat in. But yeah, the reason I'm switching Prince Simon with Alberto is that Prince Simon is a faction heir, and Alberto isn't even a family member. He's not even on the list at all. So he's an expendable general, and you know how much you all want an expendable general. It's something everyone would like at some point.
Yes.
So yeah, he's gonna take charge of this army and be all expendable.
Yes,
like,
Shall continue
we're going
Your
to
orders?
get a ship over
Yes, my
here to
Making my
Cagliari
way from the fleet.
to get
Orders.
these archers back into the fold.
Plotting course now, my lord.
Start using those guys because there's no point in them being that far out of the kingdom. And then at Palomeno, we are going to get some cavalry. Yeah, I could get two mailed knights and a peasant from there. Although I did want a spy. Yeah, I can't afford a spy now. That's okay. I'll just get a spy later on. It's not a major issue at the moment.
Your orders?
Oh, in fact, it is a major issue actually. Yeah, it's going to mess up what I need to do. So I'll get the spy now, and then I can afford a mounted sergeant. Yeah, I need the spy, and I shall show you why now. Actually, I can do it. I can do it now. We are going to take a small army and do some stuff with it.
Yes.
So this small army is going to set up position here, and obviously the more spies we have, we can actually use this. We can actually do with this spy as well. We're going to gather a couple of spies and do some stuff with them.
Yes.
So we're going to get a fleet here.
Full sails.
Maybe
Yes,
gather
ma'am.
another ship.
Dropping anchor
Just so we've
until
got a
morn.
sizable fleet, and we're gonna go sailing, see what we can find with our small
Your
army.
orders, noble one.
It's gonna kind of be like an advanced guard before our main army can arrive.
Your orders?
Because we've got two spies here that will be more than capable of opening gates and things, and with this guy being quite a nice spy, we could do with another spy just to help aid this guy in opening gates. So we are looking to sort of do some attacking from this position. Financially, we definitely need it because we are currently on the back foot, and we could do with getting some regions, getting some trade up, getting some money from somewhere.
Your orders,
So we're
noble
looking
one.
to sort of utilising that.
Yes, my lord.
Just use this ship with
Joining
this.
our fleets, my lord. Yes. Plotting course now, my lord.
Gather my armies here, and then we can sort of, from Palomeno, we can build up a force to march out to take some lands. In terms of the faction rankings, top 5 are going to be your Turks, your Egyptians, the French, and the Holy Roman Empire. Milan seem to be doing really well actually now as well. So I'm glad our allies are certainly doing well. I certainly wouldn't want to be enemies with them. Neighbouring factions, the Egyptians are going down, so they must have done something to cause that slight decrease. I don't know whether it's part of the let's have a look. Military, they're doing fine. Production, they're doing good. Territorial, they're doing good. It's financially they are crashing, and I think that's mainly to do with the fact that they are now not on crusade, or jihad should I say. So they're now having to pay quite a lot for that. I mean, they're more than welcome to go back on jihad, but it will mean they'll have to become enemies with me, and I don't think they want to poke the bear, as it were. Not that I'm in a position really at the moment to attack them. We'll see in the future though. Certainly it's a future option. Now I'm getting an army and a fleet sorted that they really don't want to get involved in. So it is mainly just the fact that they've lost so much financially. In terms of Holy Roman Empire is doing quite good. in all regards, except military. They've lost quite a lot of military power, which is not a surprise if they've decided to attack somewhere a bit ambitiously, but they still have a lot of production and financial power. The Venetians have shot up. I believe that's production that's caused them that increase. Production and financial gains. They've probably maybe reduced the military slightly, or gained some more lands. Then again, the Moors doing really well for themselves. I'm quite impressed with the Moors. As a potential future enemy, I'm impressed with how well they've done in this campaign. We're currently sort of on a level playing field, which is what I need to change as well. I need an advantage, and I'm hoping I can gain that within the next few turns. Diplomacy wise, some interesting diplomacy stuff going on here. Milan and England are becoming allies, with the French and the Holy Roman Empire becoming allies. So an interesting kind of, because the Holy Roman Empire and Milan are allies, so the fact that they're kind of allying with the different sides of the battle between England and France is quite interesting. We've got the Venetians now at war with the Turks. I know that under Nesbes, the Venetians were not that interested in, were more interested in joining the Turks and using their territorial advantage, as opposed to actually being a good Christian and fighting the Turkish scum. So they were basically bribed by the Turks. But since Venice has become under the control of someone new, we've actually got some Venetian courage coming up to take advantage of the crusade against the Turks. So hopefully the Venetians will be in a position, because they are the most frontal of the Christian nations, to be able to take on the Turks, along with the Hungarians. So if those two can ally against the Turks, it's going to distract him enough and stop him from doing anything else, defensive or offensive wise. We've got the Milanese allied with the Papal States, which is not allowed in the campaign, so I do apologise for bringing it up, but I think he's due a punishment there, which is going to be a bit harsh on him. Since he's my ally, I would love to keep him, keep it on the down low, but honestly, it's going to come up eventually, so might as well bring it up now. The longer we leave it, I think the harsher the punishment gets anyway. Scotland's renamed himself the Kingdom of Alba. So a very normal name. I know he's been called sort of the Haggis Imperium and Peppa Pig at one point as well, so it's good to see him with a normal name for once. Russia and Poland are at war. That is going to be an interesting one, because I'm rooting for both sides, but being the underdog, I think Russia needs a bit of love, because Legend has really been very aggressive and really pushed hard against him to try and get him off the field, so that he doesn't have a flank that's exposed, just in case the Turks do manage to get to his lands. So poor Russia is now feeling the full force of Legend of Total War. So that's going to be very interesting to see. The Moors currently don't have any enemies. That means that they have made peace with the Spanish. That's not good for me. In all honesty, that's really not good for me. But it's quite nice to see that he's playing fair with the Spanish. What I will need to do is keep an eye on him, actually, just to make sure that he's not going to attack me. we do have this sort of secret, well, not secret actually, it was publicly made, but we do have this agreement that if one of us is going to go to war with the other, we will give them notice. We will openly say that we're going to go to war instead of doing a sneaky attack on them, preemptive strike. So that's going to give me at least some time to prepare, and certainly with my army moving to Palermo, I'm going to have it in a position to sort of support if need be. It might have to stay there a bit longer whilst I build up a force, so this force may be on its own for a bit of a while. The Turks have so many enemies, it's not even funny. It's just all these enemies. It's going to really make them a target, and to be honest, they made themselves a target by being that aggressive. They really shouldn't have pushed that far that fast, so it's his loss. He shouldn't have been that aggressive. Well, I mean, as a really good hot seat player, he had to play that aggressively, but it's kind of put him as the number one enemy, public enemy number one. So I mean, if he can handle that, so be it. But as I say, as an inexperienced hot seat player, I generally prefer to keep myself to myself and kind of be a bit more submissive for the first few turns. Survival being the first point of call before you can start calling yourself an empire. Speaking of calling yourself an empire, the Nordic Germanic Empire, the Danish, has joined the war against the Turks. He's too far away to actually do anything about it, so I believe he's just using it as the crusade to attack the Holy Roman Empire, which is a viable option. Poland, again, a war with the Turks now, so he's using his crusade to do some work, probably against Russia. Although he might be attacking the Turks as well. He might want a two-front war there. And then Hungary again using the crusade. The reason I'm not using the crusade yet, because I'm not in a position to use it. I will be using it at some point, but using it too soon is going to be pointless. In fact, I could use it with this army. I could use it with this army within the next few turns and get some sweet mercenaries. And then this army will actually be quite big. I was just going to use this army as a strike force, but it could actually be quite good as a proper army. Let's get some more. Let's get some more infantry. We might as well build it up as a force. Then I'll be able to get some cavalry from here as soon as the wooden castle's done, and then we can actually have quite a formidable force here. Yeah, I might do that because, as I say, with the Moors being as they are, I would rather be safe with this army and kind of wait until I've built up a sizable force here before I start marching out. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll keep this army here, send the spearmen up to be retrained, send some peasants, get some peasants and send them up to watch Cagliari, and then I'll use this spearman, because it's got experience, so why not? Yeah, we'll do that, because that'll give this army time to sit here and wait for a potential Moorish assault. This army will be going on crusade, so this army can get some sweet mercenaries and try and head out, and get some cavalry from here, and then we will be in a better position then to defend ourselves over here if the Moors do attack whilst being aggressive with this army. Yes, that's what we'll do. And I didn't pre-think that, so you are watching my mind work here in the most illustrious way it can. So that's a sound idea. We'll do that, and then we can join the war against the Turks sooner rather than later, because we are not going to have much time to take part in it. and we need the money. We need the money for low upkeep for the troops that we have. Yeah, the lower upkeep will be quite handy.
Yes.
These spearmen, I still don't think I can retrain, so I'm thinking I could probably get rid of them. Give ourselves some financial relief for those guys.
Your orders?
I know I could have done it sooner, but I really wanted to use them. But there's no point now. If this army is going to be defensive, and this army is going to be the aggressive one, then so be it. We do need to get the diplomat moving, because we only have, I think, 2 turns to complete this this objective, and I could really do with those military units, especially if they end up in Naples, where I can send them off with Ottobono over here. Yes, so that's going to be the plan of action. Oh, I'm glad I sort of redid this turn. I've been planning it for so long, and then I did it, and it wasn't quite right, so I decided to redo it. And yeah, I'm glad my brain's finally in gear here. We've even got an experienced spearman here, which we can trade for one of these inexperienced ones. So yeah, that's going to be quite a good move there. And as I say, I want to play defensive over here, just in case the Moors decide they're going to push. I mean, if I can destroy one of their major armies, then this army can actually counter-attack, because it is quite a ferocious force with an expendable general. That's going to be very, very important for these lands. Just in case he gets caught off guard, we do have him. And then we've got a spare general here, over here, to go off and do some more damage if the need calls for it. Excellent, so that's the plan. I think I've done everything I need to. Not got a lot of money left, and we're not going to be making much next turn, but probably enough for a couple of cavalry units here, which will allow us to get into a better position with this army. And as I said, this army will be going on crusade next turn, so we will definitely be in a better position with regards to that as well. So we can end the turn, and I shall save it to pass it on to Legend of Total War, who is currently abusing the Russians. As I say, I've not seen too much of his turns, but I've seen enough to know that he is really pressing hard against those Russians. It's a shame, because as I say, I really want the Russians to the Russians are kind of the underdogs for me. They have quite poor selection of units to start with, and it'll be quite nice to see how they react to Legend of Total War's mass expansion. And also bearing in mind that the Turks are going to want to attack Legend of Total War, it's going to create a nasty situation up there in the Northlands. So yeah, if you're interested in seeing that, please check out Legend of Total War's channel, and as well as Tsar, I forget his name, Tsar something or other, but yeah, so sorry for forgetting his name, but yeah, he's playing as the Russians, so check out the Russians' turns as well to see what's going on there. But for now, thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you all in turn number 9, whenever that will be. Bearing in mind the turns take a while to upload and send off, so please bear with it, guys. But for now, I shall see you all next time.